Welcome everyone to Champs Drink Champs. We are back and we're together, and it's also our last episode of season 2. Sad. It is really sad, but we're together and it's been a very long time, so it's also happy.
And I had a very chaotic situation coming here. I'm actually, we're recording this very quick because I'm actually going to church out of my own free will. My cousin's going on a mission, so I have to go to the farewell. So I had like a minute before to record. So I'm rushing down here, hit a ton of traffic. It took me forever to get down here. And then I got a bloody nose while driving. And it's been very stressful.
And I haven't seen her in a very long time, and she walks into my house with a tampon up her nose. So she's the man is right. That does work.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's a bit startling to strangers.
And it was so startling because it was a super tampon because I was driving and I couldn't find them in my purse. So I had like this giant tampon trying to stick it up my nose. So it's fine. We're good.
Rocky start.
Do you see how far we should take from me?
I'm like leaning into the candle. I'm a bit uncomfortable that she's
so funny.
Just been bleeding. So I'm just taking some space. Ay.
This all literally, I got here, we just started recording. So we're kind of, okay, we're fine.
We will get it together. So, this is our last episode of season 2. We were going to talk about body dysmorphia. And then we were like, that's too serious to end on. So we're just gonna catch up and talk about all the things. So first of all, what I want to talk about is, do you think Kim Kardashian is dating Tom Brady?
You know, I don't know.
I hope she's not.
I think she's trying to get with Usher is what I think.
That picture with Usher and Pete was weird.
It was, but she's like all about Usher. It's strange. I can't.
I don't think that they would be a good match, but it's all I keep seeing on the internet right now. And I think that people are just really trying to ship people right now. Like when people are single, it's like no matter who you hang out with, they're constantly like, oh, they're together.
Mm-hmm.
And I really hate that because that happens in general, not even to just celebrities, but Tom Brady, I think, is super fucking ugly. Yes.
No, he's not
so
ugly at all.
And I also think that he seems like a boring person.
He does seem a little boring. He does seem a little boring, but he's not ugly.
I don't think he's very cute.
But you know what? I'm getting real sick of the Kardashians. I'm not even gonna lie. Like Kim especially, because have you seen all the stuff that Kourtney didn't want, like paparazzi at her wedding, and Kim called the paparazzi? Like, have you seen all that stuff?
I haven't seen it, but I did see some like whisperings about it on social media, but I think I've just been like too out of it to keep up. But I did see that there's like a huge feud. I will be watching the new season that comes out because their show is actually really good on Hulu. On social media and like the day-to-day, I can't keep up with them.
Yeah, it's too much. But I can't remember where I saw it, but apparently Kourtney did not want paparazzi at her wedding. Kim called them so that they could get pictures of like Kim's outfit or whatever. And that's kind of messed up.
I think that's super messed up, but also, what did she expect?
I don't know.
Paparazzi are always there. Someone in the family always wants something, and it's a huge event. Like, Kourtney knows better.
I know. You know what? They are witches. They just are. I don't know if I'm on the Kardashian train.
If you think about it, at the end of the day, there's no way that all of the people that they invite and include in their operations to make shit happen are not spilling the tea.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't fucking Kim. It could have been literally anybody.
I don't know. Ever since they got in like that fist fight, I don't think Kim and Kourtney get along.
They're intense for sure. So I just really need to talk about that really fast. But other than that, what have you been up to?
You know, life has just been so busy. Shelby and I haven't seen each other since the end of April. And I was thinking last night, I was like, why have we not seen each other? I can't quite figure out why. Like you were out of town.
Well, we had pre-Cinco de Mayo. And then I left town. And then it was Mother's Day.
Yeah, true.
And then so it's like usually if one of us has something that comes up, there's usually a weekend or two in between that it's like we're probably not gonna be able to make it work because we got weird shit going on in our lives.
Yeah. So I've just been very busy with work. We've started the demolition on our yard and it's taken up all of our time. Tony was supposed to come with me today and he swindled me by saying he would lay mulch, which was my yard work job. So he knows how to get out of things.
Dude, fuck that. That is not your job. That is definitely the man's job. And I have helped with that shit, but you know what?
It's
The
too
yard
much.
is the man. The yard's the man.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Our yard is so crazy. We have literally dug up slabs of concrete that have been buried. And last weekend on Saturday, we did almost 10 hours of yard work. And I told Tony's mom, because she was there helping us, and I was like, if we dig up a dead body at this point, I probably won't be surprised. Like, there's been rags buried, there's been wood, there's been concrete, there has been what else have we found? Bags, like a ton of plastic bags, like just weird things.
That is really strange.
Yeah, it's been really strange. So yeah, we've just been doing that. And I did get my wedding dress yesterday, which was completely unexpected. It was very fun. I'm very excited. And then what else have I been up to? Oh, I signed up for school. I start in October. So I decided to go to therapy. Henley's outside of the door trying to talk to us. We're all over the place today. I signed up for school. I start in October. I'm going for therapy. So we'll see what happens. I'm very nervous, but that's about it.
Well, I think those are all very exciting things. You just glazed over the fact that you found a wedding dress and glazed over the fact that you started school. So that's typical fashion for us, but
yeah. So my wedding dress, Tony and I went to the mall yesterday. I shouldn't eat yet. I'm drinking this delicious sparkling water, but we went to the mall yesterday. I can't remember why we went there, but we went there and they have a store there that like has dresses. And we walked in on that side and this dress was just like kind of shining in the window there. And I was like, oh my God, that dress is really pretty. But Tony was with me and I was like, I just got to go look at this dress. They had one more and it was in my size. And I was like, well, it was in a size smaller than I wear, but it actually fit perfectly. And yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited.
Did you bring it down here?
No, I should have. But it's very pretty and yeah, it's exciting.
Well, I'm actually really relieved that you have that because I've been in the back of my mind really stressed about it and not wanting to nag you about it, but it's been fucking with me mentally for sure. I also need my dress and that's messing with me mentally too. But I'm excited you're going back to school. I'm definitely a bit sad personally because I remember how busy you are when you're in school. So I was like, fuck. I'm going to be ending school and she's going to be starting school. And so it's just going to be this constant thing for us.
Well, I am going to like rearrange. I actually just talked to the owner of the yoga studio yesterday that I'm going to drop some classes because this is like a big transition. So I won't be teaching as much. So it won't be as bad. But
yeah,
we'll
like prioritize like what you need. That makes sense. Also, back to the yard work really quick. I do fully believe that the man should be doing all of that type of shit. Like, I really believe that. I will help plant some flowers. I will help pull some weeds here and there. I could do some raking. I'm really good at that. I could pick up some fucking branches. But mulch gives you slivers, first of all. It's like you have to be bent over, spreading that shit a certain way. And when we did it in our backyard, I told Wally, I will never do that again. Yeah. He can dump it out and then I can like move it around in like my flower beds. But it's a lot, man.
It is. Tony's done
dirty work.
Big majority of the work. I've just mostly planted flowers and pulled weeds and I raked out like our flower beds in the back. But it's backbreaking work. I have so much respect for landscapers. I was sore for like 4 days after that. Like little teeny muscles in like my shoulders and stuff were so sore. And I was just like, I literally never want to do this ever again. It's awful.
It's so true. When we helped my grandma with her yard, over Easter, because she has like a massive like secret garden yard and we had to like rake and do all this shit. I just kept saying, I'm like, I praise the people that landscape. Like they and like people love it. Like they really enjoy it. It makes them so happy. For me, it gave me blisters. It made my arms hurt. It made my back hurt and it made me feel gross and dirty. And I just It's just for certain types of
Yeah,
people.
I'm too high maintenance to do work all the time.
Same.
I had really long, beautiful nails, and 2 of them broke like really bad. So I had to cut them, and I'm still upset about it. I won't stop talking about it. And I think that's why Tony was like, just go. I'll stay home and I'll do all of this because I'm sick of your bitching.
You know, I actually have noticed the whole nail thing really does get in like the guys' heads, because anytime I do yard work or something that's like more manly, I'll end up like chipping a nail or breaking a nail, and I'll be like, I just got them done, and I'm like so upset, and I'm like, my freaking nail, and I like get so sad about it. So now sometimes like when I go to open something or do anything, like Henley, Jaden, and Wally all will be like, are you gonna break a nail? Do you want me to do that? And I'm like, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Pro life tip, ladies. Always have your nails done so you don't have to do manual labor.
And make sure you like really highlight the fact that it really makes you
Means a
sad.
lot,
I love
too.
my nails. I just got them done. Like the color's so cute. I can't believe this just happened.
Yes. Yes.
Life hack for sure.
Yes. What have you been up to?
So I got back from Brazil. Brazil was a very interesting place. I was not expecting it, I would say, and also going somewhere where they don't speak English like a lot is really stressful. Like I knew it was going to be stressful, but it just really adds this level of you just feel uncomfortable and out of your element, and like it's fine, you can kind of get by, but everywhere you went to order, no one spoke English. So if we didn't have someone on our team there, we would have to get Google Translate out, scan it, which first of all, Google Translate, the app, is legit, you guys. You can upload pictures, you can upload documents, you can live time scan something, you know, auto detect the language, translate it, and it's like super, super accurate. So that's, if you work with anyone that speaks different languages or go to a different country, that shit's awesome. Also, you can like push the record button or like the microphone button and people can talk to you and then it will translate it to you. It's super cool. So like if we didn't have them with us, we would be like scanning the menu or like over here like doo, and we just look like idiots, and then you're like, okay, what is this? Because even though it translates it, their food and the things that they put in their food were completely different things. Like it would be like some random ingredient and you're like, well, what is that? Like this sounds okay, but what's this weird thing? And so that was interesting. The food was still good. It's a lot of meat. There's more cows in Brazil than there are people.
Really?
Yeah, that's why they eat so much freaking meat, dude.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, they're mass producing fucking cows for sure.
That's really interesting. That's random to me.
But everywhere we went, there was always meat. Like they put cream cheese in like almost everything they eat. A lot of cheese, a lot of meat, a lot of deep fried things.
Sounds like my kind of place.
It was pretty good, but it was definitely different types of food for sure. And then when you would order a steak, no matter what temperature you asked them, it was always rare. Just always rare. Didn't matter what you ordered. Sometimes it might be medium rare, but they don't give a fuck what temperature you want to cook that. It's rare. That's it.
You probably hated that so much.
I mean, I eat medium rare or like medium for the most part. So like there was some times where I was like, just swallow it, just choke it down. That's what she said. And but yeah, the food was interesting. The eating environment is super cool because everything is like outdoors. Like so every restaurant is like lined on a street somewhere with an outdoor experience, and I love that part of it. What else would be interesting? Oh, there was some wild ass area that like had a lot of homeless and drug addicts, and they'd warned me about this place, but we had to like drive through it to get to a restaurant at one point, and like it's like in this long tunnel, and you definitely feel uncomfortable. She was like, put your bag on the ground, like because traffic's super busy there, so you're always like stop and go, and you're just sitting there and there's like all these crackheads lining this tunnel street, and like you can see them injecting heroin in their toes, and like,
oh my gosh, that sounds horrifying.
it's like, what is that area in Los Angeles by the hotel?
Skid Row.
Yeah, it would be like that probably. And it was just, but they don't mess with you apparently. Like she was like, my coworker was like, no, they don't really mess with you, but like if your window's down in like your Uber or something, that's when it's risky. So like always make sure that they have the windows up and like your bags aren't showing, and like don't try and really look at them. But it's like, I want to freaking look at that. Like I was intrigued, but it was really uncomfortable. And then there was one night that I probably could have gotten kidnapped. And so that was a bit intense.
Well, that's scary.
We were out all day on Saturday, like at lunch. Oh, every meal is like a festival meal. Like it's like you sit down and you're there for like hours, and it's just like drinks and food and like rounds and rounds of like, it's fun, but it can be a bit boring sometimes. It's kind of like, can we get up and go somewhere else? But so like we started out with lunch and we're like drinking, and like when they bring you beer, because like beer is a huge thing there, which wasn't my favorite. I drink more beer there than I probably do in a year. And they bring it out in like a 40. Remember like at the gas station how you can go get 40s and you'd be like, let's get a 40 and chug it because we're desperate.
Yeah.
They bring it out in these like little things that keep it cold. But that's like how they bring it. And then they bring like these little tiny glasses that are like this big probably, and you just like pour yourself like for the table. And it's customary that like when you do like have a meal like that and you're there for a while drinking, once you pay, the restaurant brings you 2 more for the table to enjoy for free. Like, let's get on fucking board with that.
Yeah, please.
Like, could you imagine that champagne experience?
Oh my, yeah, that would be amazing.
So that was interesting. So we eat lunch, but then we're like, we're gonna go to this place where we can samba, which is like their dance, which was a whole new experience for me as well. They don't dance the way that the US dances, which like we're like ratchet white girl dancing. Theirs is like this like elegant, like little moving your feet, just like relaxing to the music. It's like super calm. And I'm sitting there like, what?
When do we start twerking?
I was literally like, where's the Jersey Turnpike, guys? So we were there at this place, like drinking. They have like different kinds of like alcohol that they do for shots. It's called like cachaça or something like that. I don't even remember, but it's like a different kind of liquor, and it's like usually flavors, and it's like, it's not super sugary that you'd get a hangover, but like that's what it would be like if you're like, should we get this cachaça or whatever and have shots? That's what it is. It's so interesting. There's no tequila there. That was a bummer. Everything's rum. So the drinking culture was just super, super weird.
That is interesting.
But so we're there, and then all the older people, like our CEO and my boss and like our VP of marketing, they're like 45 plus. And so they were like, we're gonna go home, because one of them did fly in that morning. So like, we're gonna go home and go to bed. And we're like, do it. So it's like 8:30 probably. And then we're like, let's go dancing. So we go to this place to go dancing. It turns out it's like a gay bar, I guess I would say, which I didn't really like realize at first, but once I walked in, I was like, oh, okay. And it was really fun, but we got there before anyone was really there. And oh my God, they have a shot there. I can't remember what it's called. I have to figure it out, but it has that feeling. Remember that secret drink in Las Vegas, the flower?
Yes, yes.
In Vegas, there's this drink that has this flower in it, and you eat it and it makes your mouth go numb. They have a shot. They have shots with that in there.
Oh my gosh, I loved that drink.
So like right when
so
we walk in, they're like, let's get this shot. It'll fuck you up. And I was like, sure. It didn't fuck me up, unfortunately, for myself. I would have loved that. I couldn't really get drunk there because it was weird alcohol. But one of the guys takes the shot. He's from our Spain team. He goes to take the shot. We're like all in a circle. And the second it hits his mouth, he starts fucking puking everywhere.
No.
Yes. And it's like projectile. And he was like turning right as it's coming out. And like, luckily, out of nowhere, there's a giant trash can. I don't know how it worked out that way, but it was just like,
how
starts to come,
embarrassing.
and then he's just like hurling. And then he like thinks he's done, and then more comes. And I was like, what the fuck? And then he's like done, and he gets up, we like get him water, and he looks and he's like, did Shelby take this? Did you take this? And he's like so upset that everyone was able to handle their shot but him. So that was a wild experience. But at the club,
I would have
it's
died.
like not dancing the way that we would dance. It's like jumping up and down a little bit, sometimes like this. It's in Portuguese, so I have no idea what they're saying. And then it's also just like moving your hips and your feet, like kind of fast, kind of slow. That was their club dancing. And I'm sitting there like, I don't know what the music's saying. I don't know the songs. What is happening?
I just really wanted Jersey Turnpike.
I just really wanted to get drunk and like dance, and it wasn't like that. So anyways, back to almost getting kidnapped. We're walking, well, we were about to leave. It's like 12:30 maybe. I don't really fully remember, but me and the guy from Spain, the one that puked everywhere, we're at the same hotel. And so my coworker that lives there was like, it's early enough that, and we're close enough, you guys would be safe to walk home. And we're like, perfect, because we're so sick of taking Ubers everywhere. So she's Ubering back to her house, and she's like, yep, head home, you'll be good. We start walking along, we're having a good time, and like the nightlife there is so cool. Like every street is just lined with like restaurants and bars, and like they have loud music and cool colors, and it's so busy and fun that it's like taking over the streets. Like there's roads that get shut down basically because the bar life is just so fun.
Wow.
So I was like, that part was really cool, that you anywhere you drive, you're like, that looks cool, we should go there. That looks cool, we should go there. So we're walking on home, and he's like, all right, make sure your bag's in front, like whatever. He's like, you're a walking dollar. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And he's like, you're a US citizen and you're blonde and you look like you have money. You're a walking dollar. And I was like,
That is so
it
scary.
feels a bit offensive, but okay. So we're like walking along, and all of a sudden we see this like place, and we both looked at each other and we're like, that looks fun. Should we go there? So we're like, yeah, let's go. So we go, we get a drink, we get a snack. They always serve food everywhere too. That's bomb.
Yeah, that is nice.
I love that part. We're like, yeah, let's get a drink. Beer, of course, fun for me. And so we're like sitting there talking about work a little bit, drinking our beer, having our snack, and they're like, all right, we gotta go. Start walking along again. All of a sudden we see another place. We're like, this place looks cute. We should get a drink. So at this point it's probably like 1:30.
Oh no.
So we get another drink, and he's like, all right, we probably really should go. And I was like, yeah, for sure, I'm getting tired anyways. We go walking out, we're thinking everything's fine, we're definitely tipsy, and we're walking along, and all of a sudden he's like, I don't really know where we are anymore.
Oh no.
I was like, fuck. And you're not supposed to have your phone out. So like if you have your phone out, that also is like, oh, they have something I can steal from them.
That is so scary.
So he's like, I'm pretty sure I kind of know where we are. And he also speaks Portuguese, so that helps. So he's like kind of walking. He's like, all right, I really don't know where we are. And he's like, I'm gonna look around us to make sure no one's around, but maybe I need to check my phone. And then like at that moment, you could tell he's like definitely getting uncomfortable, but he's trying to pretend he's not stressed to not stress me out. And then he was like, sees these people, a guy and two girls drunkenly walking, and he's like, I'm gonna ask them for directions. And I was like, all right. So he talks to them in Portuguese, and they talk to him, and we're like, he's like, okay, cool, thank you. And we're like walking away, and they like flag him again for a second, and they're like, hey, just so you know, don't ask anyone else for directions. You're lucky that you asked us. If you would have asked anyone else, you would have been mugged or kidnapped for sure.
What?
Like, you guys need to get home. So he's like, hold on to my arm, put your bag, like make sure your arm's wrapped around it, make sure it's not swinging to the side. And he's like, and we just need to walk quietly and get our asses home. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like holding on to his arm.
I would have had a panic
But I'm
attack.
also like, this is fucking nuts. Like, he's like, shut the fuck up right now. So we're like walking, and then he like turns one street over, and he was like, no, seriously, we're in a bad street. We are all alone on this street. We have to start walking faster and get our ass home. We eventually make it, but everyone that we talked to that was like local after that, they were like, dude, you guys have no idea how lucky you really were.
Why is Brazil so unsafe?
I don't know, but everyone on my team, they've all been mugged recently.
In Brazil?
Yep. Like they're like, oh yeah, 2 months ago when I got mugged and my phone got stolen and my house keys and all this stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck?
You guys are lucky.
Yeah. So I almost could have died, but it was a fun experience. So,
That does not sound fun to
I
me.
was all the time like, can we walk home? Can we walk there? And they're like, no. It's like,
I had no idea that Brazil was so unsafe.
so we spent a lot of time in cars, and that was annoying. Sometimes we could walk, sometimes we couldn't. And like, I don't know, it is really cool. They have a lot of good restaurants, like tons of restaurants and like that kind of life. But I would only go there if I had someone that speaks Portuguese, and I would never go vacation there or travel there. Like I get that like people want to go and experience like certain things that are in Brazil,
Mhm.
and Rio is probably different a little bit, but they're all still like this culture of like, oh my God, one other random thing. They put mashed potatoes on their hot dogs.
Ugh. Blech.
That was another random thing. And it's only in Sao Paulo. So it's just a weird place. I will visit
Interesting.
when I have to for work. I would never pay my own money to just go there.
Interesting. That story was really making my heart race. I was very scared
It was nuts.
with you telling that.
It was definitely
honestly.
really nuts. So yeah, I've been in Brazil. Haven't done any schoolwork, and yeah, I'm a busy fucking mess right now.
Hopefully,
I'm going to Shania Twain next week, and I already have forgotten that that's happening. I can't keep track of time or life or what's going on. So I think in the next 4 weeks it'll calm down, but
Yeah.
Life
yeah.
is just weird.
It's so weird right
Perfect
now.
time for us to take a break from the podcast.
Yes. I've been waiting my whole life to go to Shania Twain, so I truly am so excited. I can't even stand it.
I'm really excited too. We're gonna go shopping after Taylor gets back from cleansing her soul with Jesus.
This is why I got a bloody nose. The devil was speaking to me.
So hopefully we'll find something cute. And I think life is gonna get normal again. We're gonna go to the lake.
Yeah.
We'll get do we have plans after the lake? Not really. So we'll probably be hanging out at some point, I think, but
We'll make
I think
plans.
life is calming down.
Yeah, we're going to Vegas in a few weeks. Shelby has to go to Vegas for work, and I'm the lucky one that gets to babysit Henley, and I am so stoked because Henley loves the pool and I love the pool, and we are just going to be at that damn pool all day while Shelby's slaving away at work, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to have like drinks ready the second I'm done. Like, meet me outside of the convention center with like, here you go.
Yes, and Henley's very excited that she gets to hang out with me all day and not Shelby.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun for you guys.
So yeah, I'm very excited. So yeah, we have a lot of exciting things. We have a lot of exciting things for next season, and yeah, I think life will slow down a little.
Yes, and we appreciate you guys like sticking around with us while we are busy. I'm sure it's not like the best time for you guys when our episodes are like super sporadic or one of us is recording and not the other. And I don't think we've been as intentional with like our topics, but we're gonna get really organized before we start season 3. We won't be back until like August, so we have plenty of time to get our shit together, and hopefully you keep up with us still on Instagram because we'll still be posting things on there. And like, I really just want our Instagram to be a place that you can go for like motivation and confidence and happiness and reminders, because that's what I like to see on social media. So hopefully y'all are the same.
Yes.
But don't forget about us.
Yes. And of course, our first episode back would be our birthday episode.
I wasn't gonna say that yet, but yes, it'll be when it's birthday time.
But we do have an Ask Champs Drink Champs question that Shelby's been waiting for me. I also really like your phone case, by the way.
Thanks. I switched it out before Brazil.
Yeah, I like it
To be very colorful. Okay, dear Champs Drink Champs, why do people get so weird when sharing recipes with other people? I think this is super annoying. It is very uncomfortable. The thing that's weird for me though is I think it's an annoying thing that people do, but there are times where it's like, ooh, am I gonna just share this gold that I have with people? Do I like you enough to share my gold? And it's only sometimes that I'm willing to do it. But like my German pancake recipe, it was a while before I was willing to share it with people that were strangers. Now I don't care, but I would share it with anyone that I'm close to. If it's like, if you're my friend, of course I'll share my recipe with you. If you're a stranger on the internet that's like, hey, what's this recipe? Then I'm like, bitch, we're not friends. But I've gotten over that. But I think it's stupid to hoard recipes, especially when they're really good.
Okay. I have a few recipes I hold dear to my heart. My mom makes really good chicken noodle soup, like the best chicken noodle soup I've ever had. And she did not want to share the recipe. And one day when I was living with her, I was like, I'll help you make this soup. My little sneaky way of finding out the recipe. I found it out, and my sisters begged for the recipe. And I'm like, no, you guys don't get it. Like, you have to finagle your way to get it yourself. So I do have some recipes that I hold secret, but there is like this seasoning stuff that my family uses, and nobody will tell the recipe. You get it for like holidays, like you get it for your birthday, you get it for Christmas, whatever. You'll get just like a big jar of it, but then you have to go to the person who knows how to make it. So in this case, this is my uncle who knows how to make it. And I have to go to him and be like, hey, Troy, I need some more seasoning. And then like, oh, maybe I'll give you some, like playing that little game. And I'm like, just give me some of the damn seasoning. I literally put this on everything. Like, I have to have it. So it's like situations like that, it is annoying. Like, I would just like to know how to make this seasoning, right? But
see, and this is why to me, it's like, I don't get the game behind it. I think it's pretty, like, the soup one, I think is a little funny to your sisters, because it's like, you guys should go learn it from your mom yourself. But like, if I asked for it and you were like, no, I'd be like, that's just fucking weird. Like, it's this weird, and like the seasoning thing, it's like this weird control thing of like, I own you. And maybe it's a fucking church thing. I'm not even sure, but it's really, really strange to me. I will say, my friend Lois, no matter what, anything she makes bomb salsa, anything bomb, she will always share it. And so I'm maybe wondering if it's a Utah culture thing
It
that's
could be.
brought this, where it's
Mhm.
like, oh my gosh, no, you can't have our family secret recipe, or I need to control the situation. I only want you to have it when I want you to have it. And I'm wondering if it's a Utah thing.
It could
We
be.
should, I mean, I don't know a lot
Yeah.
of people outside of Utah, but we should
Yeah.
ask some people, because
Yeah.
I'm really starting to think that maybe
It
it
is
might
a
be
Utah
a
thing.
Utah culture.
I know that, like, with the seasoning thing, because my mom's grandpa used to own a restaurant, and that was like the seasoning that was put in everything. So it was a secret, because like it was the red flame seasoning, like nobody knew what was in it. And I think that that's just carried through the generations of the family, of like, nobody can know this secret.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It does bother me that I have to like go out of my way to beg for seasoning.
Like, at the end of the day, don't you think people would be proud of, like, yeah, this recipe is a family recipe and it's like so amazing, we want to share it with the world? It's like back to the things that like happen in real world life, where it's like people think that there's not enough room for everyone.
Mhm.
Like, oh, I have this business idea, I can't talk to anyone about it, or I have to be the first one to the market because that's the only way I'm going to be successful. It's like something kind of like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, it's just interesting to me.
Yeah.
I think it's wild, and I think we should really change that dialogue. And if people are weird about it, which again, I've been weird about it, someone just needs to be like, listen, don't be weird. Like, my sister has a recipe for this bomb
Ugh.
white spinach like lasagna recipe, because she's a vegetarian, so it's like Alfredo in it
Ooh,
almost.
yum.
So freaking good. She will not share it with me. She got it from someone else. I'm like, it's not even your fucking recipe. She's like, she just wants to be the only person that can make it, and that's just so weird.
I mean, maybe it just makes you feel a little bit special that you can make it.
Shouldn't you feel special that you made it so good that other people want to make it, and then they'll be like, yeah, my sister taught me this?
I thought you were going to talk about Crystal's little tiny spicy chicken
No,
things.
she shared that recipe
because
with
those
me,
are so
because
good.
we share. Sharing is caring. Hoarding is rude.
Christina, my family with the seasoning.
Taylor with her chicken noodle soup.
I will not ever tell the chicken noodle soup recipe. My mom was so mad that I knew how to make it, and I was like, that's what I get for helping.
I don't know. It's a bit odd.
Anyway, thank you guys for listening. We're done, right? Do we have anything? Okay. Thanks for listening. Make sure that you're following us on Instagram so you can keep up when our next season is coming and all the other things that we're posting. And what else? Gosh, I haven't done this for a minute. Give us a 5-star review, rating, share with a friend, all those things.
Yeah, and also if you have stuff you want us to be doing next season, let us know. Like,
yeah.
your feedback is literally what will help us. And like, if you want it to be a certain way, we're open to seeing that feedback. So hit us up or don't. But if you don't hit us up, then don't fucking complain.
Yes. Exactly what she said.
And on that note, see you next season, bitches.
Bye. Wish me luck at church.